afternoon to everybody on the West Coast. Good evening to everybody on the East Coast. Welcome to the MIZZES Best Reviews channel. We're here to go over Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 13, episode 20, titled Slims to None. This was an interesting episode. There's actually a lot to talk about, but let's welcome in our co-host for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, James from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. Welcome in.
Hello, everybody. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, please.
Please do. Also, please be sure in the description of this video to tap in with my co-host as well as other Black creators that we always highlight. There's lots of them in there. Click a link, see if there's a show they cover that I may not cover, or if they might have a different perspective from what my perspective or James' perspective may be. And also to everybody in the replay gang, the pinned comment is always for you. Let us know who you feel is wrong tonight. Drop all of your takes and whatnot in the comments. I am always on YouTube. That's literally becoming my life. So I will be engaging with you guys in the comments. Let's welcome in Shani. Thank you for being here and moderating. I appreciate you. Welcome in Shayna as well. I am going to be off camera, y'all. I just washed my hair. It's a lot going on. I couldn't get it together in time, so I'm going to be off camera, but I'm happy to see you, Shayna, and congrats on the weight loss. You slimmed the hell down, and we're going to shout you out for it because Shayna lost hella weight. Shout out to her. She said the show finally got canceled. Yes, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I believe, and Miami are done. We know Miami has been announced to be canceled. Speaking of Miami, it is back April 8th. We thought it was just gone because BET pulled the own and didn't tell us nothing. But Love and Hip Hop Miami, we are going to finish out the final season once it's back April 8th. We will also be adding the Housewives of Rhode Island that same week. And then James is adding the Housewives of Atlanta that same week. So April will be a very busy month. And it's also James's birthday month. We will be busy. But this show was, yes, Shayna, Miami.
Unfortunately.
But
hey, I'm excited because I really thought they was about to play me about Boots and Michael Blackston, and I'm glad they go play it. Oh, I thought they was gonna play me because I had said that child on my when I had announced that Love and Hip Hop was bringing Boots back, I had said that allegedly she was with Michael Blackston because I had heard that from a friend of mine in Vegas, and I didn't believe it. And so she ended up on Miami with Michael Blackston. I said, "Oh, that is true."
Lord help us. Yeah,
Right.
Miami's weird, but Miami, once it comes back, that's it. It'll never be on television again. I'm not mad at it. And Shayna is correct. The same thing is happening with Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I saw that Mama D confirmed that they're not coming back. But honestly, Ridiculousness has been canceled. Teen Mom and The Challenge are moving to Paramount Plus. Pretty much everything on MTV that's been doing well is moving to Paramount Plus, and Love and Hip Hop is going to be dead as an era. I think it's time. It's been on TV, y'all, since 2010 as a franchise. Atlanta's been on TV since 2011. That's a lot of years for a reality show to keep going. So they are lucky to have been there for as long as they was there. And that's just the truth. Shannon, you are always the first. She said, you rock roughest stuff with Afro puffs. Girl, it's not even an Afro puff right now. I got fans on me in every direction. It's almost 90 degrees in Oakland today. I don't know what's going on. It's not supposed to be this hot. But I have a hair appointment in 2 hours, so it's gonna dry. And I'm gonna pray that my African roots be a little less African and just dry. I'm gonna pray. It's not gonna happen though, if we being honest. Oh Lord. Oh, your son's birthday is in April. And your daughter just had a birthday.
Yes, shout out to them. Happy birthday. I'm excited.
I love the tiny humans growing.
Yes.
I think it's always a good thing. Yeah, Boots is with him for the show only.
No, she's not. No, she's not. I heard this was way before either one of them were on Love and Hip Hop.
That
so they had messed around.
Flavor Flav Part 1 to Flavor Flav Part 2.
Yeah, that is not for the show. I wish, but I had heard this way before either one of them signed their contracts to Love and Hip Hop that they had been messing around before.
Lord help us. Shayna said MTV was shutting down. I thought they can wrap all of the shows up. I think all of their shows have been going for too long. they are not shutting down. I know VH1, they're going to turn into like a retro, like actual music network.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they're going to do with MTV, but it might be shutting down. You could be right. Whatever the hell, I haven't been interested in MTV. Ooh, and like since the Real World still
The
aired
Real World,
on.
yeah. I was gonna say that's the last time I could ever like faithful to MTV, like the Real World. Like I watched the challenge, but it's not MTV anymore. So
Yeah, it's one of those
yeah,
things.
yeah, the Real World. But I still watched the Real World when they stopped giving them jobs. So which would that would have been? Maybe Austin was the last one.
Yeah, they keep trying to redo things that are dead. Like they had the Floribama Shore trying to make up
For
and
sure.
be the Jersey Shore again, and they just don't know what they're doing, y'all. They just don't know what they're doing. But this episode 11 Hip Hop Atlanta, we have a lot to discuss. Ooh, in a short amount of time, but I'm gonna do the best I can. Scrappy, Brittany, Zay, and Sierra. Wait a second. Shayna, do not ever shout out to every millennial that's here. True millennials. Okay? True millennials. I know the cutoff is 1996, but if y'all know, you know. That was an era. There was another one, Parental Control, Laguna Beach, Room Raiders, Dave
Laguna Beach is coming back
Prom.
too. Yeah.
Laguna Beach better not come back.
They are. They're doing a reunion. It's only going to be on Roku channel, but Laguna Beach is back. I think they got like somewhere around 5 episodes or something like that. Yeah, they're coming back to Roku channel. They're going to do like this really big reunion. The
Oh,
original
Lord.
first season cast and some of the second season cast. Yeah.
Spencer Pratt is running for LA mayor, so that should be interesting.
Well, he's not going to be on it. That was the Hills, so he won't be on Laguna
He
Beach.
won't. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, oh Lord, he's running for mayor. And it's the best. Hi, Kiwan. Welcome in. As James says, Jersey Shore got the colorless treatment because the reboot of Jersey Shore was interesting, like the first 2 seasons. And then it got interesting for like an episode when they brought Sammy back because we were just happy to see her back. But they haven't been interesting in a minute. In a minute, they just have not. She said, "Leave Laguna Beach." I'm like, who wants that? Who asked for that? I'll never forget Laguna Beach watching it as a little girl growing up in the hood. I think it was, I can't remember who it was, but they were driving a Range Rover to school. And this girl was slapping 50 cents in the club because it had just come out. It was the hottest thing ever. I'll never forget that scene. That white girl, that was her jam. That was her jam.
I know who you're talking about. I had to think about that.
I remember watching that with my sister. We in Oakland, like, oh Lord. I was on a show on MTV back in the day called Lip Sync, and we won. Oh wow, that's crazy, Shady. That's crazy. Let me go find the clips. I really wanted to go to MTV Spring Break once I got all grown up, and they got rid of it. So I guess
I tried to get the Bay Area Laguna Beach-esque show. They weren't interested.
The Bay Area Laguna Beach-esque show.
Yes.
Lord, the teenagers
What
here
else
today
tell
are a
folks
disaster.
they was not trying to do that.
Oh, Lord. She says Shada was so fun. Me and my cousin and my friend I grew up with, we beat the 3 girls from Detroit and won a trip to Puerto Rico.
Oh, that's awesome. What was the name of the show?
Lip Sync.
Lip Sync. I never heard of that show. I'm gonna
Really?
have to Google it because I need to see it. I never knew that.
Gonna be looking for Shanny.
Yep.
So, but this episode, Scrappy, Brittany, Zay, Sierra, they meet up. I thought this was a strange double date, but I suppose. Now, Sierra talks to Scrappy and Brittany about the whole Selma Slim thing. And I'm like, why do y'all keep bringing this up? Because I get that it's for the show, but I also feel like if you don't mess with that girl like that and y'all already had your beef and moved on and you've exposed her, why are you continuing to show receipts and all of that? Like, I feel like Sierra just keeps showing it. But these receipts that she showed were a little more clear. They show Snapchats, DMs, text messages, which tells me this man had every which way to communicate with her, meaning she wanted to be available to him. But they were clearly cheating. I think we've all known that they were cheating just by connecting the dots. But I'm wondering why they brought it up again. That was pretty much all that came out of this scene that was useful. How did you feel about this weird ATV double date and the receipts?
At this point, with this whole sound, I don't care anymore. Like, I don't care about this whole like cheating escapade. Obviously, 24 hours does not care. So I feel like I can't care no more than the person in the marriage. I can't care any more than him. So the fact that they're still trying to connect these dots, they're still trying to find receipts, they're still trying to prove Selma was a cheater. It's like, okay, well, what's good is that going to do? She's a cheater, okay, and her husband doesn't care.
Mm, that's the truth. That's the
So
truth.
yeah,
The only part of it for me that was somewhat relevant, but again, that's why I didn't talk about it too much because you can only say so much.
right.
Okay, so you out here trying to make it seem like you wasn't cheating while still engaging in the act of cheating, because a lot of those messages were from when she was in Puerto Rico. So while your husband is going crazy trying to fight Zane and the cameras, you was texting coolly. It's one thing to cheat, but it's another thing with how you cheat. I know conduct shouldn't matter because you're still doing a bad thing, but I'm just like, girl, you was already found out. If I was caught cheating and I knew that I was cheating and didn't admit to cheating, I would never speak to whoever I was cheating with again. So the fact that she keep running back to this boy tells me that he might matter a little more than she wants to admit,
Yeah.
or she's never gonna stop cheating and it's just what they do. That's what that tells me. But moving forward, we get to see Jessica White. She finally shares that she is pregnant. She has her new man. I can never catch his name. He is a native of California. Jessica has a doula to come by, or she's going to have a doula come by. They discuss it first. We'll see that later. But she hasn't told anybody in the group that she's pregnant, which I think is smart. What's poppin', JB? Welcome in. I appreciate you for being here. I believe you covered this show as well, right? I believe you covered this show. Y'all check out JB's channel. Please do. But Jessica has had a difficult role getting pregnant. We've seen some of that on the show. We've seen her struggle with fibroids. We've seen her have surgeries. We've seen her start the in vitro process on her own. Jessica, it sounds like, also had a miscarriage while she was with Nick Cannon. And in her current relationship, and she keeps reminding us she wasn't looking for love, which tells me she was looking hard. If you met him on an app that is exclusive to the stars, you were definitely looking for love, Jessica, but I'll digress. But she is worried because she struggles to hold pregnancy. She can get pregnant, it seems, with no problem, but it seems like keeping the baby in is a problem for her. She said that she's been struggling to keep this baby inside, and she reveals that this is her 7th pregnancy after several miscarriages. I said, "Ooh, wait, that's a lot. It's a lot." I respect Jessica for trying to go for what she wants. I think if you want to be a mother, go for it and work to become a mother. However, I also feel like because of what she's been through, she needs to have like an actual therapist through her journey, not just like these Reiki coaches and doula people she sees. I feel like she needs like actual clinical support to maintain her stress. But congratulations. It's very unfortunate that in real time we know she was not able to keep this pregnancy, but I respect her for sharing it. But how did you feel about her little scene?
Um, y'all, okay. I was joyous for because y'all know I don't like her. So, but I put that aside to be joyous for her because she did look very, very happy. And to understand that she has had prior 7 miscarriages, I, I just could not imagine. Wouldn't imagine. I wouldn't want that for anybody, no matter how much I dislike them for their character on a TV show or even in real life. Like that is just horrible. So my heart went out to her. But at the same time, and it's kind of like what I said with Bose on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I don't understand why women, and maybe because I'm not a woman, I don't know. I mean, I'm only speaking from what I'm hearing, but to know that you have trouble with this particular portion of life and you continue to do it, it's like I don't know what that's going to be, what gratification that will be if you know that you're a risk that way. I just don't know. It just seems like you're setting yourself up, to be tormented with something that you knew from the past you could not do. And that's hard for me to even say, but I feel for her because we know what happened in real time. So I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to see this, y'all. This was hard for me to watch. As a man, it was hard for me to watch. So, ugh.
I
My
think for
fir-
any person with a heart or empathy, it's hard to watch when you know the result of what happened in real time with her baby. But at the same time, Homegirl signed a contract and MTV said, we gonna air what we got. So, I mean, what can we do? Shanny said Jessica looks good with weight on her. I do agree. Me and James been talking about that. She was too thin and drinking too much.
Mhm.
She definitely was. Hi Jewel, welcome in. Happy hump day to you. Jewel says, hello everyone. Scrappy's baby mama drama and Sierra's chat messages are a stretch. It is hard to connect the flow. Where is Carly, Kirk, Yandy, etc.? Mona Scott must be on break. Oh, Jewel, she's on more than a break. She sold the show.
She
I mean,
sold the show. Yeah, she's no longer like the executive producer is kind of like Mariah Huck, where it's there because she was the originator. But no, she
her
doesn't.
name is
Yeah,
there for a check, so she
yeah.
could keep getting her money. But yeah,
Hmm.
Mona's not really part of this. Kirk and Rashida, in my opinion, should have left the show a while ago. I feel the same way about Yandy. I feel the same way about Carly Red. They all are loving hip hop day ones. Like it's time for them to go. And they all have drama going on. Yandy going through this breakup, and we know Yandy ain't gonna show us nothing real. She gonna run from the camera. Rashida and Kirk, they kid at the time of filming, was fighting for his freedom. I can understand them not wanting to be on camera because of that. And then Carly Red is fighting the case. She finally divorced, but she fighting the case from her crash out from the divorce. So they can't really film. They all are actually kind of wrapped up in legal shit, except for Yandy. Yandy, Yandy, and that's why we don't like your ass, because at least the other two, I don't like them either. But at least Carly and Kirk and Rashida, they do in some ways have legal reasons that would make sense for them not to be so present this season. But Yandy, you just going through a breakup. You don't even got to file for divorce. If you don't get your ass on camera, it's true.
Not she just going through a breakup.
She's
You don't
going
gotta.
through a breakup. She lost her baby daddy. It didn't work out. Girl, thousands of women are in the same situations, okay? And the joy in not marrying him for real, Yandy, is you could just walk away. There's nothing legally holding her back. Can't we, Yandel? The drama on this show could add to her stress and fear, but praying for her. I think this show does add to it. I also think it adds pressure because once you announce it, she probably feels the pressure to see it through.
Hmm.
But child, Shayna said, I've lost one child, so I can only imagine how heart wrenching this is for Jessica. Right. Right. Miscarriages are hard. Honestly, that's why I say I'm okay with not having kids if it doesn't happen. I've had 3 miscarriages in my marriage. I don't want to go through it again. And it messed with me. I could only talk about it in therapy. And that's what the therapist literally prying it out of me. Literally prying. So I definitely empathize with anybody who's had to go through miscarriages. And Jessica says she's also had to experience stillbirth, I believe. So she's dealt with a lot that's just hard. But I respect her for being on camera. And I think it's better for us to see her in this light than in her messy, alcohol induced, I hate men type of light. Because she was starting to get bitter on this show.
Hmm.
She said, oh, then it's possibly a wrap unless Carlos King swoops in before Love and Marriage Huntsville. Carlos King can't even help his own shows,
I was
but
gonna
Love and
say
Hip
I
Hop
did
is
not.
definitely a wrap.
Yeah, I
We
do
are
not want Carlos King anywhere near this show. I love Carlos. Y'all know I have a love hate with Carlos, but for the most part, I do respect him. I would respectfully like him not to pick up because I know he had a hand in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Now that he's revealed that, I don't want him to do anything more.
James says, stay where you at, Carlos. We still mad at him for that EJ interview. So We don't have not too much nice for Carlos today. Shada says, definitely understandable, friend. I went into early labor. Oh no, and the pet child passed after a few minutes. That's hard. I know she wants a child and I wish she would adopt.
I
That's
wish
hard.
I
My
wish a lot
mom
of people
says
would
she went
adopt.
through that. Ooh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
hard.
I wish a lot of people would adopt, or a lot of people would look into doing surrogacy a little bit more than what they're doing. I know surrogacy comes a long way further than it ever has in today's time, but I wish people would adopt more because there's so many kids that are in the system right now that it is
Mhm.
insane. Like, y'all, so I just wish more people, especially people who have access, means, and money. Yeah, I wish y'all would be generous because I would if I had it. I really would.
Especially to the black children, please.
Yes.
Angelina Jolie can't keep adopting us. It's just a fact. Love and Marriage Huntsville is definitely on its way out. That show is literally hanging on by its fingernails. I mean, it's hanging on for dear life, but it has a loyal audience. The same people who watch that show are going to keep watching it, and I don't think they will ever stop. But that might be enough to keep it going. Not enough to make the people on the show actual stars, but enough to keep it going. Every show that's ending needs to end. I cannot. She said they all need to end. Love and Hip Hop has been on TV forever. I didn't think that by the time me and James made a YouTube channel that this mess would still be on TV. Yet here we are. Here we are. Um, but prayers to Jessica. We're gonna come back to her, but prayers to her. Salma Slim. Lord help us. Salma Slim makes a list of things that she feels her in 24 hours need to work on in their marriage. And as soon as she starts trying to name off the stuff in her phone, and I actually respect Selma because it's like, okay, you cheated on your husband. We all know you cheated on your husband, girl, but at least you trying. At least you tried to correct the things that made you want to cheat. And now I'm starting to see why you had to cheat because it looked like this man is not going to get it. Because as soon as she opened her mouth, it was like more communication. He's like, so after 9 years, you think that I've not observed and watched and gotten to know you? I hate how he fucking talks because he talks like a Disney character and it drives me crazy. He talks like a big old bear or something in a Disney movie. He just does. But 24 hours is interrupting her, talking about he observes and listens. Sir, how can you observe and listen if you are talking while she's talking? That's the opposite of observing, and it's definitely the opposite of listening. She continues trying to tell him some things like she wants to feel emotionally safe to communicate. She wants to be able to actually talk things through and not just let them go and act like everything good. And she says that 24 makes comments because he's like, I'm always supportive. She's like, well, not really. And it seems like every time 24 and Selma try to talk, they come back to her career. And I'm kind of like, y'all got to separate it because to go from a conversation about emotional regulation and safety in a relationship to suddenly connecting it to him talking crazy to you saying, fuck your music video and fuck this and that. And then she's connecting it to the allegations that we now know are not allegations. There, you cheated on your husband. You admitted it in the episode. And I'm just like, I don't understand it. So I see two things happening, and I don't know if James saw it differently. I'm not saying that Selma's not wrong. I'm also not saying she's right. And the same thing with 24, because I see Selma, you have to still be faithful to your partner and go hire a therapist or something if you feel like you don't communicate well. Or if it's not improvement after 9 years, you have the right to leave your partner. And don't bring your music career into discussions that are related to your marriage if your marriage is supposed to be the most important thing for you, especially if you're wanting to separate and get a new manager. If I'm wanting a new manager for my career and I feel like my career is interfering with my marriage, then I'm not going to continue talking about my career in discussions that relate to my marriage. And she keeps bringing up the career. And at 24, Your wife is telling you she do not feel heard, she does not feel listened to, and she does not feel observed. And if she's saying that even if you feel like you're doing it, then you have to hear what she is saying and talk to her so you can figure out how to do it in a way that she can receive. And just because your wife stands up for herself and wants some independence does not mean you get to use the allegations, as they like to call it, against her. Because I notice he will conveniently bring that up when she backs him into a corner and it's like, well, I need this from you. And then he's like, well, I'm dealing with these allegations and trying to fix your career. So I feel like they're not getting anywhere. They're just placing blame on each other. And I personally feel like they'll stay together, but I don't think this is a healthy marriage or relationship at all. But how do you feel? Because maybe you view it differently, James.
No, I don't view it differently. I will say this. I will say that for my overall opinion, I feel that the money no longer controls her. And especially because now they have signed them up, they've been signed up to do a reality TV show where a lot is getting exposed about them. And I think before the show exposed them and them as a couple in their marriage life, I think that the money that he was bringing in to satisfy her was also a form of manipulation and control. So because she is wanting her own and wanting to do things differently with her life, have a career and have her life, vetted, and he has the means and the connections to do so, there's less control now because she is itching away from him to get her own, and there's not much of anything that can pull her back in. You get what I'm saying? Other than the money and other than manipulating her with these allegations that are seeming like they're on more on the true side than they are the false side. So I just think that it's a matter of he can't control her the way he used to, because now the money isn't just the issue. Now the issue is also her career. And if those aren't things that he can get a grasp on, yeah, he's going to do that to humble her, to bring her back down and lower her self-esteem, where she's itching to go back to that other side. So that's all that it is. It's just control. He's losing it, and he's doing that to make sure that he still has her.
Mm-hmm. But the funniest thing is, sir, you ain't had no control if she going and sitting on Cooley. I mean, and she's sitting on it recklessly too. She said you can have my address, my Snapchat, my phone number, my DM, my WhatsApp. She wants to be available to sit on the next niggas, you know what, than she is for her husband. So I really just don't see them working that through. I just don't, because who could, I don't know. Maybe Rashida, maybe there are more Rashidas out there in male form, but I do agree with you. I think he's controlling as hell. Definitely. Rennie Rucci actually caught that last week when she was talking to her on that beach about them being Muslim. And a lot of Muslims, especially black men that like to get into Islam, they look more into the control than the faith part. And I feel like 24 may be that type. Jules said 24 Hours told her, quote, there's no money and he is paying for everything, end quote. 24 knows she is one sneaky side piece away from stepping out permanently to the highest bidder and producer. Can she sing?
You know what's funny about that? I don't think that she is like wanting to leave him. I think she's comfortable with every aspect and element of him other than the sex part. I think that her cheating is only sex and maybe some emotional connection. And I'm saying some because whatever he's not giving her emotionally, that's what she's seeking for. So I don't
You
think
can't
that
be
she
getting
would
that
leave.
much of a connection from Cooley, though. Just looking at
Yeah.
Zay and Sierra and them, she going there so that she could get the Mario and Sonic coins knocked out of every which way of her.
It could be that too. I could get
all
the
we hear
yeah.
is him breathing. That's all we ever hear is him breathing. If he can't breathe, just walking from table to table, I can't see him going crazy in the bedroom. And yes, I'm saying it. It's just an opinion, but I don't know. They're weird. Their relationship, weird. It's all a mess. Blocking things out will never work. Will never work. Jules says, good point, James.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Just
Because I think that I just
therapy.
think that's what it is. Like I just think that it's because to me, if that were the case, like I'm just being honest, if it were really the case, if she really was not in this, I don't look at her as someone that would just stay in something if there was absolutely nothing in there. She's getting attention from other men. I just don't see her doing that. She seems like somebody who, if she doesn't get 100% of what she's asking for, but she's getting 60 or 70, she's going to keep that in rotation and go out and find a 30 and try to make both work. She, like, as I said, most female birds act like that. They don't build another nest. They don't leave the nest until they have another one built somewhere. And I don't think anybody can give her the stability of the nest that 24 can give her, at least not yet.
Not yet. And she's
Yeah.
going to struggle finding somebody who will want to with how she acting. That's the sad thing, but Lord. The next thing we see is Zell Swag, who I can't stand, Bambi, Sierra, and the local stripper who we saw fight the other stripper, Erica Racine. And I was like, why is Erica Racine here? She's much younger than Zell, Bambi, and Sierra. She's doesn't connect to any of them. Bambi is cool with the Frost, so I'm like, why are you hanging out? I'm just confused on why Erica Racine was there. And then Sierra brings her in, and Sierra is pretty much like, whenever someone explains why they cool with somebody and how they know them, it means that they know they should not be cool with that person and should not be, mingling around them. Because you don't explain stuff that no one's going to question unless you think somebody's going to question and are coming from a bad place. And Sierra's like, oh, me and her are cool. She live in my building. We was hanging out for like 2 months before I knew she knew any of y'all. That's impossible, Sierra, because she's been here for seasons. That's literally impossible, Sierra. She has been here for seasons. If you're going to tell a lie, tell it right. Please. And Bambi is looking like Sierra has a habit of making friends with the ops of her newly founded ops, which is weird. Like, that's not a good way to move, but we'll let it go, Sierra, because the girl Erica just sat there. She was just happy to film with somebody other than Kirk's mistress. So we just gonna let her be. But everybody is talking, and Bambi gets a reply on her story post, an anonymous reply, which we see some of the celebs and stuff do. And somebody replied saying, but why I see your homegirl Sierra's husband out to eat with another woman? And Sierra didn't seem to care. She did not seem too fazed. She kind of had the attitude of like she already figured that was happening because he ain't been coming home like that. She figured when your dudes start acting weird and you start having problems, it's another bitch around. And pretty much what we've all suspected and knew would happen when she introduced us to the Onyx reject that Shani calls him. Sierra's marriage is a mess. He's probably cheating, which we all also connected that he was probably cheating because his brother is sleeping with Selma, proud to sleep with a married woman. Why would, I'm just saying birds of a feather. If the brother thinks like that, obviously he does. Because the way he said it, yeah, my brother's smacking Selma's cheeks. I'm like, you smacking some cheeks too. So I'm not surprised by Zay. Are you surprised by Zay or anything that came out?
No. Like, if this is what Sierra is going to, like, I feel like I almost want her to go get back with Shooter if this is the case.
Really, for real.
Like, seriously, just I almost would much have rather her do this than to be with someone I can't even comprehend on TV.
Child.
Sierra,
I agree.
You should have just took Shooter back. You should have just went back to Shooter. If you was gonna
He
do
made
all of
money.
this,
He took care of his kids. He may have cheated, but he came home after. I mean,
no, it was the ultimate disrespect. Don't get me wrong, but somehow I just feel Shooter was safer than this one for whatever reason. And I don't know why I feel that way, but I just do. I just feel like Shooter was definitely more safe, even though he did the ultimate disrespect by not only did you have a mistress, but you put her on the TV show and then paraded her in my face and having her work for me as if she really meant that. So no, Shooter did dangerous stuff too, but I don't know. For some reason, when it comes to this man, I just feel like he was the better option. That's crazy as hell to say.
it's a sad thing, but I mean, if that's how bad she dates. That's what that
Yes,
shows.
yes.
When the nigga who did you all sorts of dirty is your best option, that's how bad Sierra's choice in men are, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Slam, da da da. I cannot, Shani, I cannot. But that's all that happens with the people. I just, something wrong with Sierra, y'all. That's all we can say. Now, Brittany, Scrappy's new girlfriend, she is tired. Brittany is sick and tired. And I actually like Brittany. I think she is a pretty lady. She looks just like Erica Dixon to me, but she seems sweet. She seems calm. She seems to be mature more than all the other ones we've seen from Scrappy. And she says that she wants to meet with his baby mama, Shakira, the one he got the baby from the threesome from. And the reason she wants to meet with her is because she's never met her. And she says that this woman continues to speak on her name on the internet. Let me tell y'all, I did not care about this scene and was not going to talk about it, but went back and rewatched it and decided to talk about it after I watched the whole episode, because I am so tired of Scrappy's women coming on this show. Anybody after Erica Dixon, you knew better. As James says, you had your Google reviews, your Yelp reviews, you had every red and green flag. You knew what you were getting into. That goes for Bambi. That goes for Diamond. That goes for Erica Dixon. That goes for Brittany. That goes for Shakira. Scrappy has never demonstrated the emotional maturity of an adult man. Not a once. For any of them. And I can't understand why all of these women choose to sleep with him. I understand he's attractive, but y'all act like there's not condoms, sponges, plan B. There's so many ways to not have his baby. Yet you bitches keep having his babies and they keep dating them. Now, this one, Brittany, is a little smarter. She ain't had his baby, but I just cannot feel bad for her when it's like, baby girl, you should have been asked these questions, because when you got with him, the lady was pregnant. Why are you just now asking questions? We'll get to them at the end of the episode. But James, how do you feel about Brittany wanting to meet with and talk to Shakira?
I feel like this. I feel like I know they're not together in real time, but I feel like this is Kendra 2.0 at this point. This is Kendra 2.0. She's gonna turn into Kendra, and I'm just not. Let me explain something to you, Brittany. We already have one Kendra on this show. We do not need another one, because that one gets on my nerves and gives me a headache the moment that mouth open. You seem poised, you seem calm, you seem reasonable. I would like it to stay that way if you're gonna be on this show, giving us these scenes. That's all. That's it.
Brittany, we're tired. We really are tired. We can't feel bad for any more of Scrappy's women, but we will see. Let me get the comments. Shani said, James, get out of my head. I was thinking the same thing last week. She needs to just get back with Shooter. May as well.
I feel like,
but she don't look like the same person. He don't recognize her. He may not be attracted to this new face. He had her old face. Just saying.
Maybe, but I just feel like, to me, if I'm looking at, because to me, even though Shooter put her through the ringer in that marriage, I feel like she didn't lose sight of who she was. I feel like she was still the same person even after him. We still recognize Sierra. I don't know who this is in front of me.
It's because she high out of her mind off something.
It's something, and I'm not here for that. Because to me, that could be damaging. And I would hate for everything that she's built to be damaged by somebody who wants to bring you down just because they have sex, influence, and marriage over your head.
Yeah, she's definitely a mess. Shani said, hopefully she ran for the hills before he could impregnate her. She did. They are not together at all. Scrap and Brittany are not together. Thank God. Exactly. These women lose it and bring receipts, but keep opening the door in the middle of the night. Exactly. She mad because she thought that baby and opening the door in the middle of the night would make him want her. But we're going to get to that. We're going to come back to that.
Yes.
All that stuff she injected in her lips got her bugging out. Injected in her face, period. Sierra's got to stop. I feel like Sierra's going through a situation similar to Amy Luciani. I feel like Sierra will be the next reality star to pull out half a brick on live in tears. I just do. I really do. I really do. Lord help us. Salma Slim has a video premiere. Her husband's still her manager. James, I didn't know that this man was still her manager because I could have sworn the last episode she was like, no more you managing me. I'm going to look for a new manager. But I guess until she find one, he's still managing her. He does not come to her video premiere to support her career because he say he had a show. She was like, this is what I mean. He can't be my manager if he's always got a show because he's his own artist. I don't know if anybody else caught this. There are lots of artists that also manage other artists. It is a little more difficult, but it is possible. I feel like Salma is a little bit jealous of her husband's career, just a little bit. I feel like some of what she's saying, yes, is valid, but I also feel like she might be jealous of his career. I just do. Especially 24 Hours is a huge producer. He works with like the big names still to this day. And she's probably wondering, well, you work with this person. Why are you not getting them on my track? Why I can't get this? But she loves to remind us, see, he's not there for me. Baby girl, just because your man goes to a show so that he could pay the rent, the bills, the house, the groceries, the cars, the makeup, the everything, still don't make it right for you to cheat. That's all I'm saying. And I feel like that's what she's trying to do in pointing out the little things that he does wrong. But Brandy and Zell Swag are at her little premiere party, and the song was cute. It was all right. I don't have no complaints on it. Zell Swag liked the song as well. Now, we learned from Bambi that she met Selma Swim in 2014, so they have known each other for about 12 years. And Bambi says to Selma, and you married 24 in what year? She said in 2017. Bambi asked her then, and when did you meet Cooley? And she had a little notepad, which was sending me. I said, why do you have the detective notepad? This ain't even the therapist notepad. This is the Law and Order. You're gonna go to jail. Like, that's what it was giving. That I'm looking at Bambi like, this is messy too, because you known this girl for 12 years, but you bring your messiest friend who loves to hate on women and tear them down when they go through something, Zell Swag, to question her, who she had not met like that, about something personal. But like a fool, Selma answers every question. She said that she met Cooley 3 years ago. 3 years ago, at time of filming, it was 2025, 4/3/2022. She said that she got married in 2017. She was with her man for 3 years, she said, before she married him. So basically, you've been in a relationship with your husband since 2014 or 15, Selma. You did not start talking to Cooley until 2022. Bambi connected the dots, and she said, let me hold your hand when I say this to you. You cheated on your husband. And I thought Selma would deny it, but she was like, okay, then yeah, I guess I cheated. I'm like, wait a minute. You've been doing all of this, talking about people don't know the timeline and people need to mind their business. But when somebody wrote out and showed their work, as we used to say growing up learning math, now you're just like, okay, well, yeah, if you put it that way, then I did it. Huh? What? You could have done that from the beginning, Salma. And you could have just said, me and my husband is handling it in the household, but it happened. And I don't owe y'all an explanation. And people would have probably been let it go. But now you in your second season. Because she done lie. This girl really is a liar. She has lied about timelines. James.
I don't understand, because I knew she was lying from the get-go, because nothing about it made sense. Nothing about this makes sense. And like you just said, you could have easily just said, yeah, I did it. It's nobody's goddamn business. And me and my husband are working through it. That's all you have to say. Because what else could people do at that point? What else could people do other than laugh and be like, oh, 24 is a simp. Ooh. Like, sticks and stones, my dear. Sticks and stones. Like, it's not the end of the world if you did it and your husband does not care. Because I really feel like he does not care. I've been saying this from the very beginning. I feel like he's insecure and he does not care if she did it. The problem is you got little goofballs like Zayn and them that are trying to poke fun at him and get a reaction out of it instead of really being there for that man if this really is something serious. Can't throw the show away because I'm done. Because this is stupid. This is really
They're
stupid.
trying to recycle these toxic storylines. I would
Right.
love if when they switched Love and Hip Hop to a different network, if they really would have made it like the definition of the show some strong couples in hip hop in love, but navigating the streets. Let them have beef and drama with each other, but let it not be within their relationship. I get that that's like a hard thing to find, apparently, for Atlanta, but my God, we don't need this. But she told all them lies just to give in to the truth. And then you lied in front of Bambi, too. I'm just, Salma, go away. Go away from me with this Apollo, please.
All she
It's,
had to tell, but all realistically, sound like you really could have kept this to yourself and said,
yeah.
"Hey, believe what you want to believe. My household is great. What else are we doing?"
And that's what, it's crazy. That's what her husband wants her to do. They say that they're Muslim. I did grow up Muslim. That's what, as a wife in Islam, she should do. It's almost like she wants to embarrass her husband.
I don't even think it's that, because to me, I feel like they're them walking in daylight is embarrassing. But the problem with them is, I think for me, she didn't think this was going to get out. And what she's doing, instead of being real with herself, because now she's embarrassed because she's the one who messed up. And I think she's trying to deny it, trying to clean it up, trying to say it didn't happen when there's proof and receipts and information that shows otherwise. I feel like all she should have did was say, you know what, yeah, I did it, but me and my husband are working on it and we're gonna get through it like we get through everything else.
Mm.
Hardship, $750 worth of groceries in the trunk, we get through that. Breakfast in the morning, we get through that. Like, we gonna get through it all. Which I won't. And if they kept laughing about it, be like, oh well, I'm still here.
I just can't with Salma Slim. I can't,
Because let's be
y'all.
clear, every couple that we see in this cast has cheated on their person. Let's be very clear, y'all. Selma and 24 aren't the first people to go through this. We have seen Kirk and Rashida go through this. We have seen Yandy go through this. We have seen Carly go through this. Scrappy has cheated. Jock has cheated. So what's the big deal? Everybody live in glass houses on this block.
I would
So
have told
yes,
Selma, even the person you questioning, and maybe that's why she came clean. Because remember, we got Bambi in a hot tub before we even got her with Scrappy. We had Bambi in a hot tub with a bunch of unavailable men. They were all in relationships.
I'm trying to tell
So
you.
it's
So
like everybody got a pass. It don't make sense to be trying to keep this secret, but I feel like the reason she keep talking about it when her husband is clearly against it, I feel like a piece of it is her trying to do it for a storyline. But you did all of this, put your marriage out there, made yourselves look like fools just for the show to get canceled. So I digress. We all discussed before let me get these comments that I missed. Opening the door in the middle of the night and then smacking your private parts first thing in the morning. Y'all, I'm talking about Shakira, Scrappy face. Oh Lord, Jules said yes, and she beat it to death like Evelyn on Basketball Wives.
yeah, I'm trying to unsee that in my adult life because
That's
I
how you know
can't
these hoes just out there getting their
because
coochies
I can't
assaulted.
believe, yeah, I just can't believe she did that on national TV. Like,
They gonna keep doing it. Is this like a thing that women do though when they're mad at the baby daddies? Because I do keep seeing it on TV. I'm like, is this the thing? Pat the puss.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like, it's so stupid. Y'all don't see men out there over there slapping their ass, talking about I got a good one, and y'all don't see us doing that. So why? Never mind. Never mind.
You did on Vanderpump Rules, but that was them colorless men.
That was okay. Yeah, we
Um,
we talking about us. Yeah, let's stay on top. We talking about us black folk.
believe Tom
That is not
Sandoval
our
did that.
business.
Tom Sandoval, who was on House of Villains, be sure to catch James's House of Villains recaps.
Yes.
He had did that on Vanderpump Rules, smacked his ass, blew someone a kiss, and he did it while dressed in drag. I said, "Oh Lord, right?" Because what would possess you to do that? Unless you want him to come smack your stuff. Like, why would people do that? These heifers is crazy though, very very crazy. Jessica White is the next scene. She expresses fears of losing her child again. She does meet with the doula. I'm not going to go over this too much. I feel for Jessica. And because she was not successful in her pregnancy. I don't, you never know who could come across your stuff. So I try to lead with empathy. I wish her well. I hope she doesn't give up. I know she's still with her now husband. And I hope that they're able to have a baby. If they can't have a baby, adopt a baby. Save a life.
Please.
You know?
Please
That's all we can
adopt,
say.
please, like, because there's not going to be anything that we're going to do this to the point where, seeing a baby is going to put you in total distress. Like, please do what's best for you, Jessica. Get help, seek treatment, do all of that.
Yeah. Because Jessica, I think Jessica is sweet. She's just not the smartest with men. And I feel like she wasted a lot of time with Nick Cannon. And I do want her to be able to figure it out. Shani said, I don't need to stand there and beat my puss and scream at him of what it feel like. He remember that's why he my face. Lord. I love Shani. Y'all, we finally see Salma in 24's house. I thought we were going to see this massive mansion, and they showed us a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, it was a 2-bedroom apartment in downtown Atlanta at the top of a high rise, so I'm sure it was not a cheap one. But baby, unless you live in California or New York, you ain't paying that much. You may think you are. For your area, you may be. But unless you in a state like California, New York, or Hawaii, please be quiet. Trying to throw the bills you paying in her face. And you ain't even got her with a lawn. Didn't even look like a balcony. And this man want to throw all the bills he pay in her face. I'm very confused. But they in their house. It looked like they don't interact much at home because he was on his MacBook with some headphones and she was doing her thing in the kitchen. She said after doing all this cleaning while he was sitting there, when I get up to clean the house, my husband gets up and is like, what can I do? Can I help with this? And I'd be like, I don't like the way he cleans. So I'm always like, please just don't help. You're more helpful not helping. But he don't like to do nothing when he see me cleaning up. 24 looked like he was comfortable on that couch and did not care. They discuss ordering dinner because she didn't feel like cooking. And they decide to have a conversation. She tells him of her video premiere. And he's like, I love that. He's excited. He's like, all right. So they just confirming what you and me already knew, that you talented. And I'm like, good for you. Uplift your wife. And then she goes, yeah, but then they was talking to me about the cheating situation in our relationship. And she says that she pulled out a pen and a notepad and was like, okay, these are the timelines. And I admitted to cheating. And 24 looked like he already knew, because if she had not admitted it before, he definitely would have probably wanted the cameras off, walked away, something. But he looked at her and was like, well, why would you do that? And said that if you stop talking to these girls about cheating, they'll stop bringing it up and talking about the allegations. I said, why y'all calling them allegations? She just told you she cheated. And she just told you she told us that she cheated. And she's done it on camera, sir. So it's like, there's no more allegations, 24. You just love to call it an allegation. You got cheated on, brother. And we feel bad for you because obviously you do provide for your wife. You are faithful and you do love her. We feel bad for you, but just admit it. It's okay. It's almost like giving a dog a new rescue puppy, trying to get them to come out the cage. You got to dangle a treat or something to get them to come outside. Like, it's all right, 24. Breathe. But she says that she feels like talking about it. If they talk about it and they just say everything that happened, and people will stop trying to dig for more and ask questions, which Salma is right to a certain extent. But your husband's also right. Y'all don't owe them nothing, and you should have been admitted this. But you know, it is what it is. Somehow their argument switches to her music and her career, because it looked like she didn't want to keep going with him on camera. So they switched to the music and career. And she says that she would like for 24 to meet with her new management. And she kind of wants him to manage her management to ensure that she's not being played and that they're doing what they should do. And he seems to feel like Salma does not need a manager. Because he said to her, no, you're doing too much. Why don't we get you to where you need to be? And then when you need a manager, we'll build a team. But you don't need that right now, which I kind of did agree with him. they're on a show that is being canceled. She is getting well known, but she's not fully well known. She's not even a household name or a local name yet that's respected. So it does make sense. Like, you don't have much coming in, pay the manager once you start doing more. But he's not really selling that to her. It more so sounds like he's just shooting it down. He tried to give her the definition of what a manager is supposed to do, which pissed her off because Selma was like, I have a bachelor's degree in business. Girl, that's one of the most popular degrees. So do you, and probably 87% of the rest of Atlanta, girl. I'm sure if your bachelor's is in psychology, if your bachelor's is in business, you have a degree a lot of other people have that will also get you a lot of jobs. So I get why she said that, but I'm just like, girl, obviously there's a power dynamic issue and respect issue in their relationship. Because they didn't really solve anything, she walked away frustrated with him and was like, you can order the food. I'm like, this is how y'all communicate at home? She's so done with him, James. She's so done,
It's
but
because
she won't
she's
leave.
not. Yeah, she's not going to leave because it's easy over there. So but the problem is that he's not making her the priority in this business venture of getting her stuff off the ground and supporting her because it comes out of the cost of the control. I keep saying that this is a control mechanism that he's doing. Yes, I think she really did bring up the whole Bambi situation, her pulling the timeline up as a way to nudge at him to see if he will budge, but he's not budging. Because I feel like for me, he's gonna stay as quiet as possible so that this dies down and he still remains some of that control. Because as long as he stays quiet, he has the control. If he gets upset and hollers and yells and throws tantrums, he lost all control. He's not stupid. He's very smart. I see what you're doing, sir. But the problem is that will that stop her from doing it? That's my biggest question is now that she's been found out, is that going to stop her from doing it though? Or is she going to meet somebody else and have a whole secret thing too?
She's
That's the
still
only
going to
question.
cheat. I think she's just going to find somebody different. But she seems like the type of girl who is cheating because of her circumstance, not because she wants to. And I feel like she loyal to the nigga she cheating on too, if that makes any type of sense. Like, I don't see her just moving and finding someone new to cheat with because she was still messaging this boy even after everything was figured out in Puerto Rico.
How are you loyal to a side? Never mind.
She seems like that. Like, some people have those delusions. And it seems like she has the extra delusions of grandeur where she's like, I'm cheating, but only with this one person. Like, I feel like in her mind, that probably make her feel like it's less of a bad deal. I don't know why. They stress me out, though. It could be anything that doesn't make sense, if we're being honest. They stress me out. Shani said, is he paying for that spot or is the show paying for that spot? At first, I was like, it did kind of look Airbnb-ish, but I feel like that's genuinely probably where they live. It looked like a secure building in the center of where he needs to be. I mean, he's well known, but he's not
Yeah,
so
like, but
well
does that
known to
translate
see him
into
with a
money
mansion.
though? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I could believe that's their home because even though it did look Airbnb-ish. I mean,
A
that's
lot
kind of
of
being a
new modern
relative. Yeah.
apartments, like my apartments were just built 6 years ago, and they look from the inside very Airbnb-ish. That's why when I am on camera, I always try to put a background.
And
Like,
then the
it
new
looks.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
And I say, and the new facade is that a lot of these apartments are coming furnished now because
Mm-hmm.
especially when you relocate, like they're furnishing apartments to like add revenue and value to, getting higher rent and stuff. Cause that's a tax write off for a company. So I think that that's also something to consider too, especially, you know, in Atlanta where people are like fixing their properties, like they're using like the whole real estate investment thing, like to the third degree out there. They're remodeling everything. So it wouldn't surprise me if they got a furnished unit. Like it wouldn't surprise me at all because a lot of people are doing that nowadays.
Especially if your apartment is downtown or modern, because we
Yeah.
had that option here to get our apartment furnished. It would have cost like $1,000 more, but
Hmm.
we did have that option. Shani said, "Do you think 700, not 700 pounds? Do you think
Shame.
700 pounds cheated and she found out, and that's when she started messing with the old boy?"
Anything is possible, but the fact that you called this man 700 pounds, Shani, no.
Shani, you ain't right. You are not
No.
right. I am hollering. She said, "Do
No.
we think 700 pounds?" And she just let that roll off her tongue. I need, if I'm ever on the East Coast, I'm gonna hit up Shani and find her and buy her a drink, and we're gonna have a time. She gives me, she'll make us giggle all
Watch me
night.
call this man 700 pounds next week.
Because the way he breathed, you can hear his breath. Every breath he take, I can hear. I've never seen anything like it on television. Never seen anything like it. Can we blame him? Can we blame him? Lord. Jules said 24 has heard her sing in the shower, so he is not feeling pressured to proceed. Let the cheating bird fly, then she'll be back, as she does love him. It's probably really that simple too.
Right, it really is, because
Jules.
that makes a lot of sense. Because it's
Because they
not like, as I
posted
said,
pictures on the internet like they just the perfect couple. I said, why couples like to do that after they cheat on each other and go public and act real ignorant on social media? Then they want to post a picture talking about unbreakable. Hashtag
they
ignorant.
reminded me of Tamar and Vince, but I think the difference is we knew Tamar could sing. So, I mean, I think that's the only difference.
Selma want to be a rapper, but I'm not moved by her music yet. It's not bad though, but I'm just not.
I haven't heard it, so I'm not. I mean, I wasn't really, like I said, I wasn't paying attention watching the episode. I was trying to see what the BS was for the notes of the show, but I really wasn't paying attention to that music, to be honest with you.
Lord help us, Lord help us. Yeah. Shetty said, I'll be down. That's if I get to the East Coast. I don't like the snow and I don't like the heat, and it get real hot out there and real cold also. So I gotta find like a good middle point. Not he's snoring and not sleep.
Shani, oh my
I love my people. The next time somebody disrespects me who's heavier, I'm gonna be like, bitch, and that's why you snoring and you wide awake. And I'm gonna quote Shani. I love that. I love it. But I'm gonna be nice now, y'all. I'm gonna be nice. The last thing we're gonna get to is James calls it as the meat and potatoes. I'm about to put James's quotes onto a fucking shirt. And
that is not. I did not create that quote.
You did it, but you could still put it onto a shirt and make something. Look at Sheree, she did it. Scrappy, Brittany, and Shakira meet and talk. When Shakira walked in, I said, "Oh, that's the I'm not here to fight makeup. I don't want to fight hair. I want to show you what you're gonna want to fuck because I'm about to tear your house apart." Outfit. That's what it gave. And we know that Shakira is not right in the head the way she packed the pussy. We know that she's not right. I've never gotten so mad at a man that I smacked the hell out of my coochie. I like my coochie. I try not to assault her. I take care of her. But Shakira came in. She's just a little loony. James can't even stop laughing. She's a little loony. Like as soon as she walked in, I knew she was on bullshit. I just knew. Now, they get to talking, and I love how calm Brittany is. She's such a lady, and I hope she finds a man that's so much better than Scrappy or really anything that Atlanta has to offer. I really hope she finds somebody good. She tries to talk, and she's like, I see that you have said a lot of things about me online. Brittany, you are a better woman than me. I would have been like, bitch, square up before we talk about anything because you never seen me before, but you talk like you want to fight. But Brittany was a lady and came at her correctly. And Shakira was a respectful hoe in this situation, the most respectful of hoes that she could be. She let Brittany know she didn't just unleash the clip, she unleashed like the whole magazine that sits in the little thing that they load into the gun. Like she gave all the ammo, all that they could. She told us that her and Scrappy were not sleeping together. That when they had the threesome, it was not the first time they slept together. She says her and Scrappy have been fucking on each other for a minute. before the threesome and after the threesome. She said that's how she got pregnant, because she was fucking him just that much. Because I'm like, ain't no way his sperm is so powerful. You must have the Michael Phelps of sperm, Scrappy, if that girl could get pregnant from that one try. And now it makes sense. That I'm sure all of us figured out. But then she went on to say that she and Scrappy were sleeping together throughout her entire pregnancy, as well as after she gave birth. Now, we knew some of this too, but they're trying to connect the dots in the storyline, and they do. She then explains to Brittany that when she cut off the sex from Scrappy and stopped allowing him to come see the baby at 2 a.m., I said, girl, stop trying to act innocent. If a man calls you and is like, I want to see my son, and it's the devil's hour, he wants to see his son and see about making another one too. So Shakira's trying to act innocent. And I'm like, but you're not innocent either, because you know why a man's hitting you up if he call you at that hour. You know exactly why. My husband used to call me when we was dating at 1:30 in the morning sometimes too, talk about what you do and I miss you. Of course, at 1 o'clock in the morning, does a man feel that way? So I'm looking at Brittany, and she's sitting there, she's holding face, and she's doing okay. Shakira then takes the time to apologize for talking about Brittany online, because she's like, you have not done anything to me. I did not know you. When I say Scrappy met his match, Erica Dixon could not unleash the clip fast enough. Diamond couldn't. Bambi couldn't. But this one could. He had to find a woman from New York City. And they are not wrapped too tight out there. A woman from out there is going to get her get back. And I love that about New Yorkers, that you're not just going to play a New Yorker. You're just absolutely not going to do it. And he could not do that with Shakira. She pulled out some papers. I'm glad she has a printer at home, though, because you cannot find Kinko's the way you used to. But she pulled out some papers. It was a lot of papers of text messages that her and Scrappy have been had. Lots of inappropriate conversations, proving everything Scrappy says that she said is true, that Scrappy says is not true, to be a lie. Like he said, I ain't never call you baby. I call you baby mama. But the text showed something different. The text definitely showed something different. He texts her all the time. So Scrappy gets mad. And the more that comes out, Scrappy starts arguing with Shakira. And ladies, let me say this. If your man starts arguing with another female the way he argues with you when he forgets to take out the trash, he's still fucking her. Because nobody's arguing with nobody like that if you're not sleeping together. James, are you going to argue and scream with people the way Scrap and Shakira was screaming at each other if you're not sleeping with them?
No, not
Hell
even
no.
close.
Hell, I'm barely able to yell at my spouse like that. No. And I felt bad because Brittany's sitting there, and you could tell that when they were arguing, she was like, oh, like, this girl is not lying. And she's reading the messages. Now, Brittany does try to interrupt and calm things down. She was like, okay, we're getting off focus. Can y'all focus? And Scrap is ignoring her to holler at Shakira. So what ends up happening is Shakira leaves the screenshots and dipped out of the restaurant. I said, oh. And Brittany's holding the papers, and she's like, you want to read these? I was hollering. She said, you want to read these? He's like, no, I won't read that.
But they're your messages, though. But Scrappy, they're your messages.
They're the messages.
That's your message, right? That one right there. You see that one right there, Scrappy? That's what
I was hollering because Brittany said to him, she said to him, well, you don't have to read it because she said she got plenty more anyway. I said, oh, because Shakira does have more that she says she can DM.
I'm sure she does.
Child. I'm not surprised by any of this. Scrappy, at this point, the women that date him are dumber than him. God gave us women an intuition for a reason, and I hate to see when we ignore it. Brittany, I hope you recover. I know you're not with him in real time, so I'm not going to be too hard on you. All I want to know, Shakira, You claim that you did not want a relationship with him. Talk about, I never asked for a relationship with him because where I'm from, we don't want relationships with niggas like you. I said, well, where you from, they must be pretty gang goofy and stupid. Because, girl,
that didn't make
you
sense to
shouldn't have
me.
even slept with him if
You
you don't
shouldn't have
want a
slept with him.
relationship
Yeah.
with
You
him.
shouldn't have slept with him. You shouldn't have had a threesome with him. You shouldn't have had anything. And then you wouldn't be pressed about this other lady. If that really was the case, y'all, if Shakira really did not want Scrappy, she would not have said what she said online. And this wouldn't be as confrontational. And she's trying to figure out the overlap of when they were together versus when her and Scrappy were dealing with each other. She wouldn't be trying to figure that out. Here, yo, baby. Here, his diaper bag. Have a nice day. Simple. A lot of you women, because y'all care about that man and y'all want to be with him, but you bad that he put you in this position of baby mama. So the best thing you can do is get angry at the new lady, but I wouldn't get angry at her. She probably gonna be the next one in the harem. Ask Nick Cannon.
I'm just saying, just because you don't say verbatim that you want someone,
Mm-hmm.
and just because you don't say out loud that you do not want someone, does not mean that you don't want them. Just because you didn't say it, Shakira, don't mean you don't. Because what was the reason to do this? It's not going to make him be around your baby more. If you wanted him to be around the child more, you take your ass to the Fulton County Courthouse and file a petition for child support and custody and establish a schedule and all of that. And I will never understand why women who have the access and the means, who can afford the court fees, do not do it.
I'm
I
trying
will
to
never
tell you.
understand it.
It's because she
There's no
still want him.
excuse.
Because to me, because her messages when he said, "Hey, it's 2 o'clock. Let me see my baby." Her response was, "Hell no, fuck no. Take your ass to sleep and come get him in the morning."
I'm not responding. If
I'm not,
we're
or
not
I'm not
married,
responding. Yeah.
you just the baby daddy, and you text me at 2 o'clock in the morning, talk about you want to see the baby? No, nigga. No, you don't.
I'm probably gonna respond because of the deal he asking to see the baby, and I'm gonna say, "Hell, fuck no. The door is locked. The office is closed. Bring your ass here 8 o'clock tomorrow morning."
Right. As Nene
Yeah.
Leaks would say, I would have something to play on record. I would send him the Nene gif. The door is closed.
Right.
Okay.
Ain't nothing to open at 2 o'clock. I done locked everything up. My baby sleep anyway. What the fuck? I'm waking my baby up to come. Yeah, so come on, let's not do that. So that's why I said she full of shit too. But at the same time, it's one of the things where I'm just like, I don't trust what she says. Because once again, if this really did not matter to you and he really did not matter to you, this meeting would be unnecessary. This meeting would be unnecessary. You wouldn't have shit to say about that. You would be happy he found somebody else.
Women, if you're going to date a man who has kids, especially multiple baby mamas, please, 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 as soon as you find out they have kids, you need to make it clear that once you guys become exclusive, that you need to meet the kids or you're not going to be exclusive. Like, you need to meet the kids, you need to meet their parents, you need to meet and know everybody, because Brittany should have done that from the beginning. Like, I feel for her, but then I don't, because you knew what you were getting with a man like this, and you should have double checked everything, especially the fact that he had someone pregnant around the time he was dealing with you. That should be a situation that you really avoid somebody, because people always gonna want to give their families a chance. That's what I done seen. I don't watch my friends do it. They be like, this nigga ain't shit, this nigga ain't that, this and that. But then they had a baby. Now I wanted to give my family a try. Okay. So I just be looking like Brittany. If somebody is pregnant, girl, that should have been your cue to not be friendly with Scrappy.
If we're not married, that is not a family. That is a co-parenting situation with a kid in the middle.
Well, you know, you can't tell people that.
You can't. Well, I'm saying it, y'all. Well, you know what? Start pressuring them to get married if they're really the one for you. Stop giving them access to the oven if they ain't if they ain't mixed up the cake yet. I'm just saying. Like, like, I'm sorry. Like, we have to stop with these narratives. Y'all are not a family because y'all have a baby. Y'all are gonna be forever family, but y'all are not a unit family. There's a difference. There is a difference. There's a unit family, and then there's subsequent family. You know, people who come in, come out, people who, you know, you have children, then you go meet 2 other people and you fall in love.
Well, you're not family. Your kid's family. Your kid is family with the dad. The kid has family with the mom, but if you're not married, then you're not
It's like
family.
those egg on Easter. It's like those eggs on Easter. You know, the ones you can break apart, give one half to one. That's what we're talking about. Y'all egg is a baby. You get one half, she get one half. You bring it together when you see each other, then you take it apart when you don't, or you give it to other one. And you know, but no, that's not family. Tara, wherever you are in the world.
I do. I do though feel like it's definitely time for Love and Hip Hop to end. Scrappy, you have been on this show since 2011. It is 2026, and you are still on the same bullshit. The only reason you have a house and got your credit and your shit together is because of a woman, your auntie. What have you done for yourself other than create a bunch of kids in broken homes and make a fool out of yourself on television? And what will you do now that it's ending? I'm actually glad it's ending because some of these people have gotten a check for too long. And I'm curious to see how they'll move. Let me see. I missed some comments. Let me get through them. She said he found him a Brooklyn night. Okay. She is not about to play with him. He said he knows what the messages say. He sent them. Exactly. And Scrappy loved to look confused about some shit he knew he sent. Like, stop doing this
His
stuff.
mouth wide open.
Mouth wide open, knowing he did it.
Oh my God.
Scrappy should slept with one eye open. I mean, he was, if he hitting up, it sounds like he's boyfriend of the year with Brittany during the day. It sounds like maybe in the morning and after school, he's a temporary father. And then in the dead of night, after he's done partying, if nobody else is available to spread it wide, he calls Shakira. That's what it's giving. Unless you have the baby overnight, there is no reason for me to answer your call at 2:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Shakira, I'm like, girl, you not innocent either. You the trifling trollop
Yeah, because you're
too.
responding. Yeah, because I wouldn't respond. Or if I am responding, like, if you don't take your ass to sleep, you ain't coming over here. Unless some text message say that, yeah, she's at fault just as much as Scrappy is for still dealing with one another.
That's right. No, we are not family. You are my son's family. Yep, there is a difference. There is, and a lot of people don't understand that.
Hopefully they do at some point, but not when your baby is grown. Like right when you're still raising people. Like that's how I feel. I feel like some people wait until they like kids is grown, now they got grandchildren, and then motherfuckers show up on Thanksgiving. You're like, why is you here? Damn! Oh, I forgot you got this grandbaby too. I had an aunt do that. Oh, it was so funny. She said, "Damn, why is he? Oh, that's right. Here, take this grandbaby."
Some of my cousins are like that. They just have so many kids that I can't really keep up with the kids anymore. And the kids be coming up to me, Auntie, who the hell
right?
Like literally, who is this baby?
Right.
Who is it? My grandmother had to whisper to me over the holidays this past year. She was like, baby, and she pinched the hell out of me. She said, now you know your cousin, he don't know how to use a doggone condom. He had another one. I said, with Jennifer, old girl? She said, no. She finally closed the shop. My Nana said he found another desperate tenderoni. That's what she calls them. Desperate tenderonis. I said, not my grandma. Stop having kids the way that y'all having kids. And that cousin of mine is 47 years old. Scrappy Part 2 in the bayou.
Oh wow.
Lord help us. I pray you don't come across the channel. If so, I'll bust them out. Read them for it's all love.
It's all love. This is for entertainment purposes only. We just try to make a point. Sometimes our family be collateral damage. You know what? If you don't want us to use the story, then don't write it.
As I tell my family in 2 day face, if y'all niggas wasn't so ignorant sometimes. Just giving us content. But that is all, you guys, for this episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Slims to none. What y'all think gonna happen with Scrappy? Shout out to the replay gang. Let me know you guys' opinions as well. We always keep the chat going. I also like to remind everybody to see the links in the description of the video. We support Black content creators here. I do it 365 days a year, not just in Black History Month. So please tap in with my co-host James, as well as other Black creators who are in the description of this video. We have a lot of shows that will be going away. We also have a lot of shows that will be returning. Beauty in Black is back tomorrow. I will be recapping it because people voted for it. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and get past my Tyler Perry trauma. I'm definitely gonna try. But we have a lot of new shows that we're gonna be recapping. James is getting back Housewives of Atlanta. He also has Love and Marriage Huntsville and Bell Collective currently. He's gonna cover and pick up as well the Bell Collective Birmingham when it gets here. And are you still doing House of Villains?
I am. I'm actually going to finish the entire series. No, I'm not. I'm going to do episode 4 and 5 by the end of this week. And then whenever they put out the rest of the episodes, I'll just go ahead and do that. I was busy today. I was going to do it today, but I got busy. So, yeah, but I'm going to finish House of Villains. And then there was another show. Because I heard Put a Ring on It is coming back. I will pick up that one as well.
Oh, that's good. So James has some new shows, especially if you watch the Oprah Winfrey Network. Definitely tap into his channel. There are links in the description of this video. Also, check out the Watch Your Mouth Reviews collabs playlist that's on my channel so that you could see the unpopular opinions and other videos that we do together. April will be a busy month. We're adding back Housewives of Rhode Island. We're adding Beauty and Black. We're getting back Love and Hip Hop Miami. But we'll be here. Content is great, and I'll be happy to be here with y'all. But I appreciate everybody for watching. I have another video that should be premiering in another hour. It is the second episode of Ladies of London because I too am behind in my reviews. And then episode 3 will be out tomorrow. But other than that, love and light to all of you. Shout out to the replay gang, and we'll see you guys next time. Good night.
Good night.